2007, there will be more senior citizens ages 60 plus than there will be elementary school age children in the state of Utah.
Wow, Salt Lake County Aging Services conducted that study, and many of those elderly will develop Alzheimer's.
News specialist Carol Makita joins us tonight with the story of how one couple is living with what more and more American families are facing these days. Huh, Carol?
Dick and Deanie, the diagnosis of Alzheimer's can be devastating. For 17 years now, Gerri Hales of Magna has been caring for his wife, Gladys. Panic and fear have never been a part of their lives. They've simply handled this with love, one day at a time.
I wanna be a cowboy sweetheart, a life I love the best.
Gladys and Gerri Hales have always harmonized, from the beginning of their courtship through their nearly 59 years of marriage and 8 children. Her family wanted to document these moments to remember her as she was, because at this point, she had already begun to deteriorate. Gladys had been diagnosed with Alzheimer's.
She was what you call sharp. Yeah, she could do everything.
7 years later, Gladys was physically and mentally weaker, not remembering all of the words to one of her favorite songs.
Let me call you sweetheart.
And less than a year later, she had become more introverted, still remembering the tune, but now not making much eye contact with Gerri. Today, 17 years after it began, Gerri says Gladys never asked her family what was happening to her. But early on, a doctor told her she had Alzheimer's.
On the way home, she says, "What are they trying to tell me? Are they trying to tell me I'm crazy?" And I says, "Honey, you're never going to have to worry about it again."
Caring for Gladys now encompasses all 24 hours every day. Gerri gets some help from Neighborhood House, where she goes for daycare on Tuesdays and Thursdays, just so he can do the chores and have a little time for himself.
I have to be the one that does both for the couple, and that's about the life of it. But that's okay. I mean, it's a labor of love.
Gerri says when he looks back on their early family life, he remembers how tough he was. He has come to realize and recognize qualities about Gladys that he never did before.
I was sort of a hard parent, and I think I was sort of an ornery husband to get along with. Anything I do now is just a plus for me as well as her.
Gladys rarely speaks now, but some days there is a spark of recognition. A window opens in her mind.
When we went downstairs, we talked.
Yeah.
Yes, we talked about your life.
Yeah.
About things you had experienced.
I love you.
Gerri doesn't feel burdened. He says they hold on to hope and to each other.
Everybody in the world has their trials, and we just know that the future holds out a bright hope, and we look forward to it. We love each other, and we'll care for each other. I pray that I'll be able to help her, and pray that she'll be able to help me.
Now, Gerri says Gladys is still a kind person and always says thank you. He also says he's beginning to think about another kind of change. Caring for Gladys and the home and the yard are beginning to be difficult at age 78.
Still a fine example for all of us,
Isn't it?
Yeah, love story of the truest kind.
Yes.
Really
Thanks,
is.
Carol.
Makes you want to cry.
I know,
Yeah.
we're all kind of choked up a little
Follow
here.
that one now with something, huh?
Well, let's try some cold weather.
Okay.
Let's try what happens when you turn the sprinklers on.